Hi everyone, this is Dante here. Thank you very much for your messages, your feedback and comments and questions. And I'm very happy that these videos are helping some of you dealing with this situation. So I've received a couple of message questions, and I thought it would be good to answer some of them here so that it can be beneficial for everyone to whom it might be helpful. So I have my PC with me here. I will be reading some of the questions, and please bear with me if I'm looking at the PC and read the question from time to time. Without wasting too much time, I'll go with the first one, which says, Hi Dante, what is your takes for this situation? There are so many things going on right now, and if I try to say everything, it's going to take too much time. And even I try that, I will never be able to do that. But my take, I would divide it into two main parts. The first part, the social part, is, you know, I think this situation is sending us back to the source, you know, to make us understand or realize who we really are. We are all human beings, no matter what's your race, what's your color, what's your religion, or where you are from, we're all human beings. And guess what? We're all dealing with this situation with the same amount of stress and anxiety. You know, we're now living in a world or in societies where people likes people tend to put a lot of emphasis on what makes us different and neglect a lot what makes us similar. That's what we see on the news, that's what we see on the social media, and it's the trend. It's becoming a trend. What makes me different from you? I'm better than you. I'm richer than you. I'm smarter than you. This is what we see on the media. This is what we see on the news. And whenever there is a tiny conflict between two people, what are the difference? And that's what takes the world. I think there is a reflection to be done about that for all of us. And I'm really, really hoping that we will see some change happening in that area. And for the second part, I would, as I'm a consultant, I would talk about the corporate. I see two types of corporate right now dealing with this situation. One is, of course, most of the organizations are struggling with the situation, but some are doing better than others. And the one that are doing better, the first one is the companies that set everything clear from the beginning, and this transition will be smoother for them. And the one struggling with this situation, which I would explain a little bit, and that will give more clarity about why the other one are doing better, is I think there is no clarity in those organizations. Employees are not very clear about what the company vision is, what the company mission is, the objectives. Those things are not clear for them. I think that's what brings the first part of the confusion. And the second part is clarity in roles, in expectations. How are the team structured? Are they very clear about what's happening, what each one is expected to do? And is there a communication structure very clear to everybody? Are people accountable for their roles, their tasks? These are some of the things that are coming out right now because organizations who were not dealing with this very well are the ones who are struggling even more, especially when it comes to working in distance. So these are the two main takeaways I would like to share here. But of course, there are tons of things out there that people are struggling with. But these are the two takes I have. So I'll go to the next question, which is, Hi Dante, I'm a manager for... Hmm? Okay. As a manager, what to do now? Very good question. And I think there's so many things that can be done now. And I can give you a big list of what to do. But rather than that, I think I will tell you that one simple thing, which is what not to do. You know, if I can use the quote of Peter Drucker, which says, the greatest danger in times of turbulence is not turbulence. It is to act with yesterday's logic. What this is telling us is we can't continue to do the business the way we were doing it last month or last year or 3 months. We need to have the flexibility to change our working style. A new working style is more than needed right now. A new communication style is taking place. And how are we dealing with that? We as manager need to make clear that there is no confusion around that in our team. How much communication do we still have in our teams? How much do, as a manager, how much or how many times do I check in with my members? And very important, how does your check-ins look like, or how are they being perceived? You know, does the team member sees it as my manager cares about me, so he's calling to check in, to check how I'm doing, how I'm feeling, and see if I'm struggling with something so that he can help me out? Or are they seeing it as my manager is just calling me and check on and see if I'm doing my job right or not, or to give me feedback and so on and so forth? If somebody doesn't do the job right, you need to give feedback. And of course, the job needs to be done. But what I'm trying to say here is that we also might want to be careful about how our actions are being perceived in this time of, coronavirus period. We need to really improve our communication style, and we need to foster that in our teams, because nobody knows when this situation will exactly end, and nobody knows, even if it ends, when it might come back. So we need to really prepare ourselves, and there is no place for plan A and plan B anymore. We need to have two plan A. And many people see this as a transition, but I see it as an opportunity to create another plan A for our working style and dealing with our customer. So as a manager, I think these are some of the things you need to keep in mind. And if I may borrow another quote of Peter Drucker, which says, management is about doing things right. Leadership is about doing the right thing. So I think managers now need leadership skills more than ever. Then I'll go to another questions. I think, yeah, hi Dante, I'm still fighting with my wife, and she keeps giving me orders, and okay, I see. I think this person is referring to my previous video where I gave some tips, and I would like to answer to this question. And my friend, let's be real, let's be very honest. You can't deal with this situation while having a big ego. It's a time where we need to be flexible. This is a time to be a good student. What I see happening is, for this last couple of months or weeks, since February, I've been talking to a lot of couples. And what I see happening is, I'm not saying your situation is exactly the same as this, but what I see as a tendency in it is men's, especially us, we tend to be the lion in the house. We tend to have that big pride, and not admitting that we don't know much about our house. We don't know much about what's happening in the house. We need to admit that because we really don't know much. If I can use my own case, when this situation started to happen, one day in the afternoon around like 4:15, something like that, the kids just came back and said they want some snacks. And I was like, no, it's already late. It's 4:30. You can't have any snacks now, otherwise you won't be able to finish your dinner plate. It's in 1 hour. And my wife was like, actually, that's what they do all the time. And you will see that they will still finish their plate. So I was like, oh, okay, I see, So I had two choices there. Which one to do? And the first one is to have a big ego, pride and say, why do you do that? I think we need to change that. That's not healthy or that's not like this. Just throw out something, to cover my face. Or the second thing, which is to swallow my pride and then be a good student, to learn about what is really happening. And guess what I do? What I did? I was a very good student, So let's take this situation as an opportunity to learn about our families, to learn about our wives, our husbands, and our kids. And the same thing goes to the ladies who have been very busy out, there with their work. I think it's time for all of us to be good students and to learn more about our families. So I think I will stop here. The video is over 10 minutes now. And if you have any questions or if you want to me to elaborate any part of this, just feel free to leave a comment, text me, or just reach out and let me know. Again, thank you very much, and I hope this will be helpful again. And take care of yourself, and don't forget to wash your hands and be safe. Thank you.